Hello and welcome to an introduction to Career and Technical Student Organizations, or CTSOs. My name is Chris Zurich, and I am the Education Program Consultant for Career and Technical Student Organizations with the Iowa Department of Education. Today's session provides a brief overview of CTSOs, their purpose, their operations, and several slides to review the CTSO options available in the state of Iowa. What is a CTSO? CTSO is an acronym for Career and Technical Student Organizations. CTSOs are authorized under federal Perkins legislation, which is the funding that makes CTE programs possible at the secondary and post-secondary level. CTSOs are unique in that they are student-led and advisor-supported associations that promote leadership, career development, and workplace and employability skills. When we speak about CTSOs, we always say that they are intra-curricular. This means that the activities that you complete within a CTSO can be integrated into your current course curriculum or can be used to enrich and support the classroom curriculum by running concurrently. CTSOs are not clubs or extracurriculars. They are professional membership associations for students. CTSOs offer education and industry-aligned programming that provides students with an opportunity to explore various fields within career and technical education. The Iowa Department of Education has created a CTSO value matrix to explain the purpose of CTSOs and the value they bring to your program. CTSOs provide opportunities for experiential learning and application, which allows students to explore the different career fields and apply those skills in real-world scenarios, whether that be through competitive event programs or year-long programs that have students exploring their career fields and gaining valuable skills along the way. CTSOs also provide an opportunity for leadership development and skill attainment. When we speak about CTSOs, we are focused on ensuring that the skills that are being demanded by industry are being provided through the CTSO experience. And because CTSOs have direct connection to industry, they're able to quickly adapt to these ever-changing skill sets and ensure that the students completing their programs have met the needs of industry. Finally, CTSOs integrate into the classroom and provide enrichment. Through that industry connection and through engaging relevant coursework, students are able to utilize their classroom time to integrate CTSO activities. Because of this, CTSOs are always referred to as intra or co-curricular. These three elements combined bring value to the CTE program and help to build a high-quality CTE program in your local school district. Why CTSOs? House File 2392 drove at ensuring that we had consistent and equitable, high-quality CTE opportunities across the state of Iowa. When we conducted surveys regarding the Iowa State Plan for Perkins 5, 39% of respondents ranked CTSOs as the most important or important when asked how to enhance CTE programs. CTSOs are aligned to all 16 career clusters that are provided by the national framework. This ensures that any student involved in a CTSO has the opportunity to align to the career cluster of their interest. CTSOs also provide relevant leadership experiences to students to make sure that we are developing a well-rounded future workforce. Through all of this, the Iowa Perkins State Plan will require each CTE program to have the corresponding CTSO by the beginning of academic year 2024-2025. Our CTSOs have great impact on our students' futures. In 2015, Skills USA, in partnership with the Manufacturing Institute, conducted a survey that compared CTE students who were and were not involved in CTSOs across several data points. If you look at the chart that is on your screen, you will notice that CTSO members who were participating in CTE had a higher GPA or improved their GPA based on those students who were solely enrolled in CTE or those who were enrolled in CTE but were not a CTSO member. Additionally, students participating in CTSOs were more likely to pursue a career in the CTE field that they were studying and were more likely to understand their career path due to their CTE courses. So you can see that our CTSO students are far more likely to understand their future and to enter the career fields that they are studying. How is a CTSO organized? Here in the state of Iowa, we recognize 8 student organizations, all 8 of which are approved by our National Coordinating Council for Career and Technical Student Organizations. Each CTSO operates in accordance to the charter guidelines from their national level association. The Iowa Department of Education holds all 8 CTSO charters. Each CTSO then has a state level board of directors that is the fiduciary and strategy leg of the CTSO. That state board of directors, while setting strategy, will also hire a state director or an executive director to manage the daily operations of the association. That state director works directly with consultants at the Iowa Department of Education to ensure that we are supporting our local chapters and our advisors. That state director is also responsible for ensuring that local chapters affiliate at the state and national level. As an educator, you are a local chapter and you are the advisor of that local chapter. Our members then affiliate through their local chapters with the state and national levels. In CTSOs and the language in the Iowa State Plan for Perkins 5, students are required to affiliate at both the state and national level of the association, paying that applicable dues rate in order to access all programming available by the CTSO. Any charges at the local level are the option of the local school district. CTSO chapter operations. At the local level, advisors are the individuals tasked with supporting chapter operations, but it's actually the students who execute those chapter activities. The individual who is the advisor is to advise, not to do. Local chapters will hold regular chapter meetings, commonly 1 to 2 per month, or additional as needed. Local chapters will also elect student officers, and these are the individuals who are often executing the chapter activities. Student officers will also manage chapter meetings, including agendas and minutes, and make sure that they are sharing appropriate information with all of the students who are involved in the CTSO. A local chapter may also complete student fundraisers in order to raise funds to attend certain programs of the CTSO. Additional guidance on student fundraisers can be found on the Student Activity Fund guidance on the department website. All CTSOs have community service connection where students can complete service learning projects. Local chapters will plan and execute those projects, often in conjunction with state or national service partners. Local chapters will also bridge the connection to industry by inviting guest speakers to join them at chapter functions. This may take place during the class time in panel discussions, or it may include opportunities for students to travel to local businesses on goodwill tours to understand business operations. Chapters will also participate and promote in a variety of educational activities that build leadership skills and workplace and employability skills that are being demanded of industry. Our local chapters will also promote and participate in competitive event programs, which are contests that are aligned to the coursework that you are teaching in the classroom that provides students an opportunity to apply that classroom knowledge in a real-world scenario. Our local chapters will disseminate all information from state and national associations and manage membership of their local chapter. What sets a CTSO apart from many other clubs and organizations that you may have on your school campus is that CTSOs can be directly integrated into the classroom. Most all of our CTSOs offer some form of alignment, either to education or to industry standards. CTSOs can be integrated into the classroom by doing things like using competitive event topics, guidelines, and rating sheets as projects and assessments. Because the information about competitive events is made available in the fall of each year to our CTSOs, you're able to utilize that information as course projects and assessments. Many CTSO chapters may host a localized contest where students use those competitive event guidelines to compete against their peers in their local school. Schools may also consider utilizing those topics as a classroom project, breaking down the contest into manageable elements that run concurrently to course instruction. Finally, many of our CTSOs will review the learning objectives of each competitive event and ensure that their classroom instruction or industry needs aligns to those learning objectives. Additionally, CTSOs can integrate service learning and community service projects into the classroom. Service learning is a teaching and learning method that combines community service experiences with education related to civic engagement and responsibility, skill development, and academic achievement. Because our CTSOs are membership associations, they've partnered with community service organizations to ensure that students have the opportunity to participate in real-world scenarios with those community service partners, gaining those valuable skills and exploring careers. Additionally, students who are involved in community service are more likely to be committed to community service in their futures and see ways to improve their community. The development of soft workplace and professional skills is also a highlight of our CTSO programs. Through these programs, students can gain the skills necessary to be successful in their future education and careers. These skills are demanded by industry and help students who complete CTSOs be more attractive to employers. Work-based and project-based learning aligns to CTSO programs. Work-based learning connects students to employers, while project-based learning is an opportunity for students to participate in long-scale projects that run concurrent to their course programming. Finally, conferences and events allow opportunities for students to expand their knowledge by communicating with their diverse peers from across the state and across the country, in engaging in dialogue, meeting with industry to understand the ever-changing world and the skills that will be demanded of them by the time they enter the workforce, and to participate in competitive event conferences throughout the school year. Many of our CTSOs also run auxiliary programs that offer alignment to your program standards that make great use as free time, bonus point, bell ringer, or even fully integrated classroom activities. These CTSO programs are often comprehensive year-long programs, sometimes even spanning the entirety of a high school tenure, that are adaptable to fit your school needs and can often be customized to ensure whether you are rural, suburban, or urban, that the program meets your school's needs. Being a CTSO advisor. Advisors of CTSOs serve as the main point of contact for pretty much everybody involved in the CTSO. This will include student members, parents of those student members, school administration and community stakeholders, and also representatives of the state and national level associations. As an advisor, it is your responsibility to guide the student officer team both in their personal development, but also the professional development of the chapter. Advisors are also responsible for ensuring that registration for membership, conferences, competitive events, and programs is completed. Advisors are the supervisors of our students at conferences and events and will accompany those students to those functions. There is usually professional development made available to advisors at these conferences so that you can learn alongside your students. Advisors also plan and coordinate travel with school administration, making sure that they meet all of those requirements of the local school district and the utilization of Perkins dollars and student activity funds. And they review and share all updates from the state and national CTSO offices. It's important to remember that you are to advise the chapter, not to do. You are an advisor, not a doer. So student officers should be the individuals facilitating those projects and activities, while the advisor is managing some of the basic elements of chapter operations within their local school district. We've provided a local chapter sample calendar so that you can see the work that might occur in any given month. Most CTSOs provide a calendar of activities on a weekly or monthly basis so you can see what might align to that given month by your CTSO. This calendar shared on the screen right now is a generic overview of what a CTSO might be doing. You'll note in the earlier months of September and October, the chapter is focused on kickoff events, electing officers, and hosting initial chapter meetings that may or may not include guest speakers. As you advance further into the year, you'll note chapter activities and community service projects may begin to play a more important role in your chapter. When the spring rolls around, students begin to look at competitive event opportunities, reviewing those contest guidelines, and starting to prepare for their competitive events. You also may take this opportunity to begin touring local businesses and conducting additional fundraisers, seeking support along the way. As the year rounds out in May and June, there'll be opportunities for end-of-year functions, and in general, national CTSO conferences that occur in the May, June, July period. Throughout the course of the entire year, you'll be sharing information about certifications, scholarships, and leadership programs to your students, integrating the CTSO into your classroom, and of course, hosting regular chapter meetings. It's also important to note, as a CTSO, you'll be building upon your chapter's success. There is no expectation that in year one, you participate in every element of the CTSO. You're able to build upon your successes. The Iowa Department of Education has provided some resources for you on the screen for what you might complete in your first few years as a CTSO. In year one, you'll focus on local chapter level growth, things like building the basics of your chapter, getting an office or team started, and maybe just hosting one chapter function a month. You may not focus on competitive events in their entirety, maybe just taking a few and integrating them into the classroom and considering competing at some of those entry-level contests at the local or district level. In year two, you'll focus on state-level growth. This will include inviting guest speakers to your functions, attending leadership conferences, and expanding leadership exercises for your students to build workplace and employability skills. With competitive events, you will likely be expanding those competitive event options to align to your course offerings and encourage students to compete up to the state level. Year three and beyond focuses on national level growth. This is where you may begin visiting local businesses, taking your entire chapter to leadership programs that are offered in the fall and the spring, and beginning career-based training that aligns to your course offerings. For competitive events, this is when all options become available to students, and you begin to ensure that those students are working to advance to the national level of contests. Again, this is just a sample of what you might do in 1 year that illustrates exactly how you don't have to do everything that is offered by the CTSO in year one. Perkins 5 allows for expanded use of funds for CTSOs. The items listed on this screen are general and for advisement only. We certainly encourage you to reach out to whoever manages your Perkins dollars or to the Department of Education for clarity before making any purchase. In terms of CTSO expenditures, educators can use Perkins dollars for CTSO professional development. This means that if there are opportunities for the advisor to gain professional development at certain conferences that are held throughout the year, they are able to use Perkins dollars for those expenditures, which may include things like in-state and out-of-state fees, registration, mileage, airfare, and so on. Educators are also able to utilize Perkins dollars for extra duty pay, stipends, and off-contract time. Please consult the Iowa Department of Education for guidance on extra duty pay, stipends, and off-contract. Chapters may also utilize Perkins dollars to purchase elements like national uniforms. Many of our CTSOs offer particular national uniforms that students are able to wear to functions, and so long as ownership is maintained by the chapter or program or school, then you may purchase national uniforms. Institutional membership dues, which is 100% program affiliation, is also an eligible expense under Perkins 5. In an institutional membership or program affiliation model, your entire program in CTE enters into that CTSO's membership. So your entire business education program might join BPA, DECA, or FBLA using institutional membership dues, where your school pays that fee for every student in that CTE program to be involved. You're also able to purchase instructional materials and supplies for your CTSOs. When it comes to student-related expenditures, there are opportunities for student competitors to receive funding for travel and registration when they are competing at state and national level competitive events. This is currently only available to students who have advanced and are competing, not just attending the conference functions.